Hey everyone, Andy's Randomness here. Today is July 13th, 2024, and we're going to talk about a couple radio headlines, including one former dance station from New York City officially returning back to the airwaves, but not where you would think it would be. We're also going to discuss the June 2024 ratings for New York City, Long Island, and of course my future home radio markets of both Tampa and Orlando, Florida. We're also going to discuss a change going on at a talk station in Orlando, and to wrap the video up, we will discuss a big shocking format change in Cleveland, Ohio. So without further ado, let's get into our first headline. Our first headline comes from the Hudson Valley. A couple of days ago, Pulse 87, the former dance station in New York City that used to be on the Franken 87.7 FM, has returned to the airwaves in Middletown, Montgomery, New York. And we do have proof that this is an official format change. So let's stand by for the video clip. We're going to try to load it up here. And we will load it up and you can listen for yourselves.
WJZZ, Montgomery, Middletown, New York.
Broadcasting from the musical center of the universe. Whatever the hell that means. This is your sound. Is your sound. The sound of New York. The sound of New York. EDM in NYC is on. The world famous Pulse 87.
So there you have it. WJZZ FM in Middletown, New York has gone to electronic dance music once again. Now the new station of the former EDM dance station on 87.7 FM, Pulse 87. Now, they were suggesting in that promo that the so-called dance format could be returning to New York City. Now, this is just an honest theory that I will personally keep, and I think a lot of people have agreed with me since this news broke by Joy Jung, one of our loyal viewers here to Andy's Randomness, and you can thank him for the clip. The question will be, on August 31st, will they take over the current WEPN 98.7? Here's the ESPN New York page. I would like to see it happen. A lot of people in New York City would be open to the idea of the EDM format going into the mainstream in New York City. I would certainly like to listen in on 98.7, as I will be most likely cleaning out my house to get ready to move to Florida. So who knows? Time will only tell what will happen on August 31st, but I do expect that I will be in New York City, hopefully when the format change does occur on August 31st. Now let's quickly take a look to see what the radio coverage is for 88.1. Now currently at the moment they are going with the former jazz station, 88.1. And as you see here, the only effective radiated power at the moment is 1,150 watts. And as you see here on Radio Locator, we are definitely looking at a situation where it's a small coverage range. So I don't know how many people will be tuning into this station. Only time will tell. Alright, now we're going to move on to the radio ratings for New York, Long Island, and Florida. And down the line, guys, once I move to Florida, I'm probably only going to be focusing on the numbers for both Tampa Bay and Orlando, since I'm going to literally be in between both cities where my future home is going to be. So let's just stay on topic here, and let's discuss New York, and let's discuss the Long Island ratings. And it's no surprise WLTW 106.7 Light FM still remains number one in New York City. However, from the main number, it has jumped down from an 8.9 to an 8.2. Q1043, New York's classic rock, rose up in the ratings from a 6.3 to a 6.9. C100 WHTC FM, New York's number one hit music station, jumps up from a 5.6 to a 5.7. Ratings expert Chris Huff has noted that it's C100's highest share since March of 2017. CBS FM 101.1, New York's classic hits, goes up from a 4.8 in April to a 5.2 in May to now a 5.6 in June. WBLS 107.5, adult R&B, jumps up from a 3.9 to a 4.8. Hot adult contemporary station New 102.7 rises up from a 3.9 to a 4.1 to a 4.4. However, the other adult contemporary station just up the dial, 103.5 KTU, has dipped from a 3.9 to a 3.6. I also want to note we do have Power 105.1 jumping up from 1.6 to a 2.0. Hot 97 has gone up from a 2.0 to a 2.2. 94.7 The Block, 1.3 to a 1.8. Now, let's go to Long Island. Here we go. And no surprise that WBAB 102.3 Classic Rock continues to rise in the ratings. The March number was 7.1. The April number was 7.8. The May number was 8.9, and now for June, it jumps up to a 9.1. Now, let's discuss 1010 wins, believe it or not. Yes, even though the New York City number did not come out, the combined Nassau-Suffolk rating holds in second at a 5.2 share. Now, in terms of the other classic rock station from New York City, Q1043, it jumped up from a 3.8 to a 4.9 to enter a three-way tie for C100, up from a 4.7 to a 4.9. And also tied for third is KJOY 98.3 Adult Contemporary. WKJY is a gain from a 4.2 to a 4.9. Largely, I guess, due to maybe, I don't know, tourists finally coming in to the beaches in Long Island may have an effect. Maybe KJOY's 80s weekend may have something to do with it. I don't know. Now we're going to move on to Hot AC Walk 97.5. The ratings have been up and down. Back in April, it was a 4.5. Then in May, went up to a 5.6. And then went back down to a 4.5. iHeartMedia's Hot Adult Contemporary 103.5 KTU drops from a 3.9 in April, 2.9 in May, 2.5 in June. And lastly, let's talk about 103.1 The Wolf, Long Island's new country station. After rising from a 2.3 in March to a 2.9 in April and to a 3.1 in May, the rating only slightly dipped down to 3.0. All right, so there you have it. Now, we're going to move on to Florida. And let's talk about Tampa St. Petersburg. And this is big news for 105.5 WDUV FM. It has risen from a 10.8 in May to a 12.1 in June for what ratings experts Chris Huff notes is its largest non-holiday share since January of 2016. Country, US 103.5 WFUS jumps up from 7th to 2nd, from a 4.7 in April to a 5.3 in May, and now to a 6.6 in June. The other country station, 99.5 WQYK is right behind it, up from a 5.5 to a 6.2. Adult R&B 101.5 to 5, rises from a 4.6 April, 5.6 in May, 5.8 in June. Mix 100.7 WMTX, which goes up to my future home in Polk County, is down from a 6.3 to a 5.7. 107.3 The Eagle, WXBL, which is a classic rock station, slides from a 6.6 to a 6.1 to a 5.6. Classic Hits Q105 is down from 4.6 to 3.8. Hot Talk 102.5 The Bone drops from a 5.3 to a 3.6. Sports Talk Radio 620, 95.3 WDAE slides from a 2.3 to a 2.2 to a 1.6. Christian AC The Joy 91.5 WCIE down 4.0 to 3.2. 93.3 WFLC, Tampa Bay's number one hit music station, rises from a 2.6 to a 3.2. And then Rhythmatic Wild 94.1 is up 2.6 to a 3.0. And lastly, let's get to the main headline in Orlando, which is no surprise. WOCL continues to hit its record highs for Central Florida. Sunny 105.9 continues its rise. It was a 10.4 in April, a 10.8 in May, and now, according to what Chris Huff noted, the 11.5 is the largest share in its history. So a big congratulations over to the folks at WOCL with their continued success with 105.9 Sunny FM. I listen to them online just to get, a vibe of the station, since in Polk County, my future home in Florida, the station does come in pretty well from what I've seen on reception maps. And they do actually play a lot of different songs than what WCBS FM plays in New York City. So I can understand why they're number one in the Orlando radio market, and especially in Central Florida, going all the way down into Polk County. Star 94.5 WCFB, the adult R&B station, is down 10.1 to a 9.0. Magic 107.7, Orlando's variety station, slips down from a 9.0 to an 8.1. Classic Rock WMMO 98.9 jumps up from a 4.5 to a 4.9 to a 6.1. We have a tie for 5th place in Orlando, as Real Radio 104.1 WTKS is up from 5.1 to a 5.6. XL 106.7, Orlando's number one hit music station, down from a 6.4 to a 5.7 to a 5.6. Cox Country K92.3, up from a 5.3 to a 5.6. Again, these numbers vary, with WPCV FM 97.5 from Winter Haven, Florida, since the station range does cover Orlando. So obviously, again, I don't know why that's not tracked for the Orlando radio market. It really should be, but I guess not. Roomba 100 continues to go down from a 6.6 to a 5.3. Spanish Hot AC Exidos 96.5 slips from a 2.9 to a 2.3 to a 2.0. So there you have it. Let's get into our two last stories for this video. iHeartMedia Conservative Talk, which is WFLA Orlando, 540 AM WFLF, Pine Hills, Florida, beginning this Monday, July 15th, we'll start adding the Jesse Kelly Show. This will be every night from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Kelly will replace KFBK's Tom Sullivan Show in the current time slot. The vice president of iHeartMedia Orlando, Ken Halliday, said, "We are thrilled to welcome Jesse Kelly to WFLA in Orlando. Starting this Monday, July 15th, Jesse will bring his unfiltered and unapologetic insights to our listeners. From history to politics to pizza, Jesse's show has been all in a no-nonsense kind of way. Whether you're a veteran like Jesse or just good old-fashioned red-blooded American, the show has something for everyone." There you have it. But remember, you're not going to match up with the big dog like Sunny 105.9, because all I'll just say on that, I think the ratings are going to continue to go up or stay flat for WOCL. It's just because the way things are going and the way that the station is seeing its record highs, I could definitely see WOCL being number one in Orlando until Magic 107.7 is going to flip to Christmas music probably sometime in early or mid-November. So we'll see how that goes. And lastly, let's talk about a new format change in Cleveland, Ohio. Yesterday at 3 p.m., W256BT, 99.1 FM, and it looks like this is WMMS HD3. It launched at 3 p.m. yesterday. And I'm trying to get a station ID for this station, probably on YouTube Shorts if I can later today or probably sometime next week. So, there was a loop of Bone and Thugs Harmony Crossroads, debuting with 10,000 songs commercial-free, rhythmatic hits of the 90s and 2000s, including Usher, Mariah Carey, Dr. Dre, Nelly, and Eminem. The station will feature Country 99.5 WGAR afternoon host Leanne Summers in the mornings, Columbus-based City News middays, WAKS Alan Cohen in afternoons, Lady Ray at night, and Roxy Romy in overnight. The president of marketing for iHeartMedia Cleveland, Keith Hofkiss, said, "Throwback is more than just the name of a station. It is a cultural touchstone that celebrates the artists and anthems that were the soundtrack of a generation. Clevelanders who grew up with this music have fond memories of the stations and personalities that brought the music to the masses, and we're bringing it back on 99.1. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to read the original article, but there you have it. So that's going to wrap up your radio headlines for July 13th, 2024. I just want to mention two things very quickly and passing a note along. If you saw my video last night, WQHQ here in Delmarva randomly was playing a Christmas song last night during Delilah before 9 p.m. I want to credit State College WX for listening on the live stream last night. And he was telling me, oh, maybe you should check out 104.7 right now. And I'm like, okay. And I caught it on my radio. So I'm debating if I'm going to try to listen into 104.7 today, because later today I'm in transit to Delaware for an event later tonight. And the other thing I want to quickly mention about Pulse 87. I don't know if I said it earlier in the video, but I'll just say it anyway. I really am hoping, and I'm hoping that it does happen on Friday, August, wait a minute, I think it's going to be a Saturday, yeah. Saturday, August 31st, or maybe the day before, I don't know. Again, we want EDM back in New York. And for the branding purposes, it would absolutely make sense for Pulse 87 to be on the 98.7 FM frequency. How are they going to do on the ratings? Only time will tell. We saw the success of 103.1 The Wolf in Long Island. it wasn't a drastic rise in the ratings, but they did make an impact bringing country to the airwaves back in Nassau and Suffolk County. So will Pulse 87 on a mainstream frequency like 98.7 FM make a difference for EDM? Only time will tell if this comes to fruition. A lot can happen from now until the end of August. But if there is a confirmed article from Radio Insight regarding the format change at 98.7 in New York City, I will do a video about it. And hopefully it won't be like the video I'm doing now where it's lengthy and I'm just giving random headlines here. So, with that being all said, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful, rate it, comment, and if you're new here, you want to subscribe, tap that subscribe button, hit the bell, so that way you'll be notified each and every time that I post a video. That being all said, thank you all very much for watching, and until the next one, please take care.